Hello. As you can hear, my voice is quite thick. Yet, I feel to share something today. Sometimes there is a higher will that is pushing you to do something in those moments when you will do anything else but that thing. I don't feel this way. I feel somehow uh, an enthusiasm inside myself. In the same time, I never feel very comfortable speaking in English, but I really want to share this today because today the sun is transiting in Jinki 38.6, which is my radiance. And I feel this spirit of liberation inside my Jinki 39.6 purpose. Wants to say something, it's moving me. So here I am. I had Epiphany today. Actually, I had more than once, but this one was so powerful and I instantly felt I want to share it. Sometimes some things are so clear inside of you, and yet when you try to put the message in the words and say to other people, it feels like a little bit of struggle. It's not so easy. It's not so easy to put in words something that is beyond words. But here I am, yet. If you go and look on my cover on my Facebook page, you can see a sword. And the sword has a message on it. The message is, it's saying truth heals. It was a message I received in 2014 after I quit my job and I started to work as an independent entrepreneur. This was the message my soul gave me as my motto, to use it as a motto. And I put it on my business cards. I don't know how the sword came into my mind and heart today. I think, at the point of departure was the spoken word, like the lie inside ourselves doesn't want to be bothered, doesn't want to be seen, because a lie seen in the light of truth will disappear. So I could see how when a word, it's very sharp, very direct and very clear, and it's shaking some untruth. People may be disturbed about this happening because the lie doesn't want to disappear. And suddenly I could see how this sword is our individuation path in our hologenetic profile, and how this sword It's about us. It's about our journey of becoming or remembering who we truly are. How everything that is not true and discovering our true being little by little, it's shattered and the true self is coming to the surface. How the blacksmith creates the sword. No, in the beginning it's a very rusty metal. It has to be processed in time, burned in fire, and not once, but several burning processes are taking place until the sword is ready and shining and a true piece of art. When I saw this, I could see something else too. Suddenly my mind made some connection with some information. They were always were there, but my mind didn't see them until now. I'm sure you have listened Richard Rudd speaking about hologenetic profiles on YouTube. And one of the things he's telling us is that hologenetic profile, that map, is not speaking about who we are, but it's speaking about our journey, about our path. And looking back on my life, I could suddenly see how connected it was with the gene keys in my hologenetic profile. My activation sequence is 2148, 38, 39. At 21, I gave birth to my son. At 38, I moved from a small town southwest of the country to Bucharest, the capital of the country. I knew nobody. It was a huge leap of faith for me, but I felt inside like there is no other choice. I had to do this. And I'm sure there are much more connections, and the connection with the gene keys, it's much more than this, but just to point some things that there were like, wow, for me. At the age of 43, gene key 43 is my Neptune in human design chart. Conscious and unconscious Neptune are sitting in gene key 43, Epiphany. At the age of 43, I had one of the biggest epiphanies ever. I attended the Kala Chakra retreat in Italy, somewhere in the mountains, and I had one of the most deepest mystical experiences I ever had. One to a monastery, a Catholic monastery. Actually, I don't know if it was Catholic, but I think yes. And it was connected, actually both of them were connected with a statue, like God was speaking to me using a statue, like the statue was giving me a feedback, but the feedback I could hear it inside myself. I could live it inside myself. But these statues were a huge referring points to me, and I understand now why because we tend to put ourselves as human above other forms of lives or about what we consider as being inanimate, like the statues. But life wanted me to see that consciousness is everywhere, and a statue can be as holy as a human too. The other experience was in Basilica San Pietro in Vatican with a Pietà statue. Anyway, I will not say much more about this. 7 years after this, I went to the Seven Sacred Seals in Cortes Island with Richard Rudd at the age of 50. No, I don't have Jinky 50 in my hologenetic profile, but it's like a very representative gene key for our growth and for our connection with the divine feminine and the mother of life. At the age 48, my evolution, I discovered gene keys. And this year, my age will be 55th. My only defined channel inside, it's in unconscious, is 3955th. And this year, this is my journey with the 55th. Because 55th is my unconscious Saturn. And we have this huge conjunction, Saturn, Pluto, now in January. And I don't know how this freedom will happen this year or what will teach me, but I can see that is part of my journey. And I had a talk with Saturn yesterday inside my womb. I listened to some astrological forecast, put it on YouTube by somebody, and some of the words touched some fears inside. And I contemplated a little bit. I put my hands on my womb and I felt the aliveness of Saturn in my womb like never before, like never before. It was so alive, so powerful in a way, and grounded and clear, like the message was, you don't have to fear of anything, just trust yourself, trust life, just let life happen and flow with it.